Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. My name is Trishala and today we have a 40-minute full body deep strengthening yoga flow. So when you're ready, go ahead and come into a child sleeping pose with your knees separated to around mat width distance. Taking your hands above the head and letting your forehead lie gently on the floor with your eyes closed. If you need a pillow underneath your forehead, then go ahead and place one so that you're more comfortable in this position. Let's just take a few moments to breathe in and out, feeling your abdomen rise and fall with each breath. From here, we're going to come into the first stretch for today's class, which is going to be a modification of a thread the needle pose. So when you're ready, go ahead and take your right hand, looking forward between your fingers, lifting your left elbow and threading your right hand through the gap between your left elbow and the mat, twisting your neck so that the right side of your face can lie on the mat. Allow your right shoulder to come down onto the floor as low as possible, twisting slightly upward towards the ceiling so that you feel a nice deep stretch for your shoulders. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes and focus your breath at the back. And now come up, placing your right hand back in front of you, this time threading your left hand through so that your left cheek can lie on the mat, making sure to lift your right elbow slightly. This time feeling a deep stretch for the left side of your back, your left shoulder blade, closing the eyes and allowing your breath to be dominant in your upper back. Okay, go ahead and straighten your left hand and come up into a four-legged position with your knees just under your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders here. We're going to slowly stretch out the back, rounding the back and creating some circular movements moving through the spine. If you'd like to keep your neck still, then go ahead and do that, which is moving through the bent, rounded position of the back, how we would in a cat and cow pose. This time just circular motions to feel a nice, more satisfying stretch. Let's do this in one direction around 4 to 5 times and then go ahead and switch the direction of your movement to the other side. If you want to stay here for longer, then please feel free to pause the video and do this as many times as you'd like. Once you're done, come back into a neutral position of the spine. We're going to stretch out alternate hand and leg here. So make sure that you're really using the strength of your core to keep your spine straight, pulling in your navel. Breathing in, straighten out your right hand in front of you and the left leg behind you. And just hold here for a second, gain your balance. Now bend the left knee and the right elbow so that they can touch underneath the stomach and straighten them out once again. Let's do this 4 times on either side, making sure to really crunch through your abdominals. Staying balanced and focused here. Slowly bring your hand and your knee back to the center in your cat pose with a neutral spine. Again, make sure that your core muscles are pulled in towards the spine. This time, lifting your left hand and your right leg behind you, trying to maintain that straight spine and keeping your right elbow super straight. Breathe, allow yourself to gain balance. And now bring your right knee and your left elbow to touch underneath you 4 more times as you breathe in, straightening your hand and leg out. Breathing out as you bring them to touch underneath the stomach. Come back into your cat once you've done your crunches and go ahead and lie down on your stomach. Separate your feet to around mat width, making sure to keep your toes flat, placing your forearms on the floor. We're going to breathe in and come into a half cobra pose just to stretch out the lower back as well after we did that cat and cow pose with a few crunches. So allow your elbows to come underneath your shoulders and really lift through your chest, using your shoulders to open up the chest and look up slightly, maybe closing your eyes. Allow the breath to flow through your body naturally here. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your forehead back down onto the mat and now slide your hands underneath your shoulders, pointing your elbows back slightly, making sure to keep that distance with your feet. We're going to breathe in and raise the head, chest and stomach up slightly and twist over to the left side, looking at your left heel. Breathe in, breathe out to the other side. Breathing in, come to the center and come back down onto the mat. Again, reset yourself to really use the strength of your legs. Lift up, breathe in, breathe out, twist to the left. Breathing in, center, breathing out to the right. Breathe in, center, and breathe out, down. Let's do that one more time. Really use your core muscles to keep your spine active and your feet placed firmly on the ground. Breathe in, lift up, breathe out, twist to the left. Breathe in, center, breathe out, right. Breathing in, center, and come back down. Okay, maybe you want to stretch out your arms a little bit before you bring them back towards the body, allowing yourself to relax here just for a couple of moments. Maybe you want to turn your head, place right or left cheek on the mat, closing your eyes and allowing the breath to be dominant in the lower back. Let's now move into the flow part of today's class. So bring your forehead back onto the floor. Use your hands to push up into a cobra pose. Push back into a child sleeping pose. And then come into your mountain when you're ready. We're going to just stretch out the backs of the calves and the hamstrings here for a few seconds, maybe walking the feet out, and then come down into a Vajrasana. So sit back on your heels, allowing your feet to stay flat underneath you. Okay, so to start, we're going to raise the hands up over the head, come into a prayer position, and bring that prayer down to your heart center. Breathing in, raise the hands up, look between your hands. Breathe out, come into a child sleeping pose. Look between your hands once again. Come into a cat pose and then place your chin and your chest onto the floor. Breathing in, push forward into a cobra pose. Breathing out, come into a mountain. Starting with the right leg, bring the right leg between your hands and place the left knee on the floor. Look up, allowing your fingertips to touch the mat, and then slowly push your right knee back so that you can straighten out your right knee, pointing your toes up to the ceiling. Breathe in, come back into your lunge, lift up and come into a mountain. Bring your knees down into a cat pose. Chin and chest down. Breathe in, push into cobra. Breathe out, come back into your seated Vajrasana, raising your hands above the head and coming into a prayer. Okay, let's do that on the other side this time. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, bring your hands down. Come into a cat pose. Breathe in and out as you come into your chest and chin on the floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, mountain. This time, as you breathe in, bring your left leg between your hands, right knee on the floor, look up. Bring your hands along the toe line and push your left knee back so that you can straighten out the knee. Breathe in, low lunge. Push back into a mountain. Bring your knees down onto the mat. Chin and chest down. Breathing in, cobra. Breathe out, child's pose. Breathe in and out into a Vajrasana. Okay, let's continue to do that but adding variation each time. Breathe in, raise your hands up. Breathe out, bring your hands down to the mat. Push forward, cat. Breathe in and out as you come into Ashtanga. Breathe in, Bhujang. Breathe out, mountain, Parvatasana. Breathe in, this time raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. And breathing out as you come into your Asvasanchalana with your right leg forward. Now place your left hand close to the inner corner of your right foot and twist, raising your right hand up towards the ceiling. Come back into a mountain. Knees on the floor, come into cat as you breathe in. Out as you come into Asvasanchalana. Breathe in, Bhujang. Breathe out as you come back into your Vajrasana. Okay, let's do that on the other side. Breathing in, raise the hands up. Breathe out, child sleeping pose. Breathe in, cat pose. Breathe out, chest and chin down. Push into Bhujang. Breathe out, mountain. Breathing in as you raise the left leg this time. And bring your leg between your hands. Place your right hand close to the inner side of your left leg. Twist and raise your left hand up towards the ceiling. Let's push back into a mountain. Breathe in, cat pose. Breathing out, chest and chin down. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, child sleeping pose. Breathe in, raise the hands up and come back to pranam. Breathe in, 1, raise the hands up. Breathe out, 2. Breathe in, 3. Breathe out, 4. Breathe in, raise to cobra. Breathe out, mountain. Raise the right leg up as you breathe in. Maybe twist your right foot to the left side. and then bring it in between your hands, low lunge. This time we're going to really push into the lunge, raising the hands up so that you can interlock your fingers at the top, Ardha Chandrasana. Breathing in and out, pushing back into a mountain. Breathe out. Breathe in, cat. Breathe out, chest and chin down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out back to Vajrasana. Breathe in, raise the hands up. Breathe out 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe out 4. Breathe in 5. Breathe out 6. Mountain. Raise the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your left leg towards the right side. Breathe in 7. Bring the leg between your hands. Breathe in and out as you come into Ardha Chandrasana. Raise the hands above the head. 8. Breathe in and out. Bring the hands back down. Push back into a mountain. Breathe out 9. Breathe in 10. Breathe out 12. Breathe in Cobra 13. Breathe out 14. Breathe in 16. Breathe out 17. Shake out your hands a little bit just to get rid of any built up tension in your arms and your wrists. We're going to do 3 more rounds of this time adding all of the warrior poses. So that's warrior number 1, 2 and 3. So raise your hands up, come into your first prayer position. Breathing in once again, raise your hands up towards the ceiling, look between your hands. Breathe out, child's pose. Come into a cat. As you breathe in, breathe out, chin and chest down. Breathing in, push into a cobra. Breathe out, come into a mountain. Breathing in first as you raise the right leg up. Bring the right leg between your hands, keeping your left knee off the floor. Really gain your balance here first. And then come into warrior number 1, raising the hand above the head, interlocking the fingers, really pushing forward your hips so that you can stay active on your right leg. Bring your hands back to the floor, push back into a mountain pose. We're going to come into a plank this time. Push yourself down into a push-up, chaturanga. Breathing in as you come back up into a cobra and breathe out as you come into a mountain. From here, we're just going to move on to the left side. So breathe in as you raise the left leg up and bring the left leg between the hands. Really use your left foot to keep yourself active. Raise the hands up. Stay balanced, interlocking the fingers above the head, pushing your weight forward onto that left foot. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Push back into a mountain, to the plank. Push down into chaturanga. Raise your body up into cobra. Come into a mountain once again. Bring your knees onto the floor and come back down to your child sleeping position. Raise the hands up and come back down into your Vajrasana. Let's now go into warrior number 2. So raise your hands, come into your prayer position. Breathe in, hands up. Breathe out, child position. Breathe in, cat. Breathe out, chest and chin down. Breathing in, cobra. Breathe out, mountain. Raise the right leg up and maybe bend your right foot towards the left side. Open up your right hip. Bring your right foot forward, keeping your left knee raised. Gain your balance. Come into warrior number 1 to begin. And then twist. Let your left heel come down onto the floor and open up your hands along shoulder line into warrior number 2, really pushing your weight onto the right leg. Let's come into a plank position. Push down into a push-up, chaturanga. Push forward as you come into a cobra, and then come back into the mountain so that we can do that on the left side as well. Raise the left leg up, twist so that you can bring the left foot towards the right side. Then bring your left leg between your hands. Come into warrior number 1 to begin with. And then slowly shift your weight so that you can come on to the right heel. Open up sideways as you bring your hands along shoulder line, pushing your weight forward onto the left. Make sure that your chest is open. And then come into plank, chaturanga, cobra, mountain, and then release down into child sleeping pose and raise your hands up, coming back into your Vajrasana. Okay, if your heart rate is high like mine is right now, let's just finish off with the last round, which is warrior number 3. So come into your mountain position, following the sequence and the breathing pattern. We're going to start once again with the right leg. So raise the right leg up from your mountain, twist slightly to the left side, bringing the right leg between the hands, gaining your balance, staying off the back leg. Warrior number 1, open up, warrior number 2, make sure you're staying balanced, and then raise the right hand up towards the ceiling, allowing your left hand to be placed onto your left calf for warrior number 3. Come into a plank, chaturanga, bhujang, and back to your mountain position for warrior on the other side. Raise the left leg, twist towards the right. Bring the left foot between the hands. Warrior number 1. Warrior number 2, open up towards the right side. And warrior number 3, raise the hand, left hand over the head, right hand on your right calf. Come into plank, chaturanga, this is the last one, push into bhujang, mountain, knees down, push into child sleeping position, and come back into your Vajrasana. Okay, I know that was a challenging sequence, so let's go ahead and rest in a Shavasana. So come onto your back, really separating your feet, allowing them to flop sideways and keeping your hands away from the sides of your body, your palms facing upward, gently closing your eyes. Take one more deep breath here and make all the adjustments that you need to remain comfortable. And as you breathe out, you're going to cease all movement that you can control. From here on out, you can only feel the movement because of your breathing, the rise and fall in your chest and abdomen as you breathe in and out. The rest of your body will remain still. Take note of how you're feeling here. and really allow your body to breathe naturally, following the breath. As you breathe in through the nostril, your breath goes into the chest, the abdomen. Breathing out, you can feel the breath rise through the chest and come out through your nostrils. Let's remain aware and focused on our own breathing. Don't let your mind wander. Anytime you feel like you're thinking of other thoughts, come back and focus on your breath. We're going to remain here for a couple more moments, so stay aware of your breathing. Now create small movement in your toes, in your feet and your fingers, maybe rubbing your palms and placing your palms over your closed eyes before you open your eyes. Let's do a small sequence for the ab muscles to strengthen them. So place your hands underneath your hips slightly, bringing the sides of your feet together and keeping your toes pointed towards the head to keep your leg active. As you breathe in, starting with the left leg, you're going to raise the leg as high as you can. And as you breathe out, bring the foot back down to the mat. Make sure your right leg remains straight. Breathe in, left goes up. Breathe out, 2. Continue with the left. Breathe in, 3. Breathe out, 3. Breathe in, 4. Breathe out, 4. Keep your toes pointed. Breathe in, 5. Breathe out, 5. Breathe in, 6. Breathe out, 6. Really use your core muscles. Breathe in, 7. And breathe out, 7. Let's do that on the right leg as well. So make sure you're pointing the toes. Breathe in, 1. Right leg goes up as high as you can. Breathe out, 1. Breathe in, 2. Breathe out, 2. Breathe in, 3. Breathe out, 3. Breathe in, 4. Really use the strength of your legs and your core muscles. Breathe out, 4. Breathing in, 5. Breathe out, 5. Breathing in, 6. Breathe out, 6. One more round as you breathe in and out. Okay, let's now come into a boat pose sequence. So keep your toes pointed once again. This time really use the core and bring your head, chest and your legs off the floor, keeping your knees straight. Hold and then come back down. Let's now move into round number 2. Breathe in, raise the hands and legs to the same height of the floor. Really use your core muscles. Stay super tight here and breathe out. Pointing the toes will allow you to make use of the muscles in your legs to bring them up. Breathe in, 3. And breathe out, 3 as you come down. Okay, let's now stretch out the backs of the legs a little and maybe give the core muscles a little bit of a massage here. So what we're going to do is come into a knee tuck position. So when you're ready, if you need some time to breathe in and out here, bringing your breath back to neutral, go ahead and do that. Starting with the left leg, bend the left knee, interlock your fingers over the shin and pull the knee down to the chest as you breathe out. Let go of your left leg. Now on the right, breathing in as you bring the knee up, Breathe out as you hold and pull towards the chest. Breathe in and out as you let go. Left leg to breathe in, breathe out, pull the knee to the chest. Breathe in and out as you straighten out the left leg. Let's do that totally 3 times on each side. So once you're done with the right leg this time, you're going to repeat that on each leg one more time. If you'd like to hold and keep your knee pulled to the chest just for some more relief, then go ahead and do that for a few moments, breathing here naturally. Once you've done your 3 rounds, let's come into a bit of a stretch for the back of the glutes and the outer hips. So raise and place your left ankle on top of your right knee, flexing your foot. Then bend your right knee so that you can bring the right foot close to the back of your leg. Stay here, or if you'd like, thread your hands through the leg so that you can really pull your right knee close to the chest. This will really help you stretch out the left hip and the glute on the left side. If you want, you can also raise your forehead up to your right knee. Let's do that on the other side as well. So straighten out your legs, this time bending your right knee, placing the right ankle on top of the left knee, bringing the foot up so that you can hold and interlock your fingers on top of your left shin bone. Stay here if this stretch is enough and comfortable for you, or if you'd like, raise the forehead, really pushing your left knee into the chest and holding here, feeling that nice stretch for your right glute and outer hip. Release your hands and just let your left foot stay bent and close to the back of your leg, allowing your feet to remain at hip width distance this time. From here, we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So what you want to do is lift your feet up and hold the outside of your feet with your hand, keeping the knees close to the armpits on the inner side of your arms. This is happy baby pose, keeping your knees away from each other so that you can really expose the chest and the stomach to remain comfortable. If you can't do a happy baby pose, the alternative for that is also shown here. You can just raise the feet above and bring the knee close to the chest, holding your knees with each hand and gently sway from side to side. This will give you the same effect as the happy baby pose, so make sure to choose the correct alternative for you. Okay, for the last pose of class, we're going to do another relaxation one. So this time, from your happy baby pose, push yourself up and come onto your stomach. We're going to come into a child sleeping pose variation. So you're going to come onto the stomach, turn to one side, interlock your hands with each other, and bring the knee and the elbow of the same side together as you bend the knee, twisting to the other side slightly and placing the cheek on top of your interlocked hands. I'm doing this on the right side to begin with. So go ahead and close your eyes here. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, really focusing on how we feel, maybe feeling a stretch for the outer right hip if you're doing the same side as me, and a slight twist in your lower back. Once again, remember to focus on your breath so that you don't let your mind wander, keeping your eyes closed and ceasing all voluntary movement. go ahead, keeping your eyes closed, you're going to switch to the other side. So if you're like me and did the right side to begin with, this time you're going to twist onto the other side. Bring your left elbow and your left knee to touch by bending your left knee, coming up on the side of the body and placing your right cheek on top of your interlocked hands. Close your eyes. This time, maybe feeling a stretch for the left outer hip and glute, and a slight contraction in your lower back on the left side. Stay here for as long as you'd like. We're going to maybe try to do this equally on either side. So breathe in and breathe out, making sure to follow the breath in your body so that you are not allowing your mind to wander to other thoughts. Okay, we've now come into the end of class. So if you are willing to remain here for a few more moments, then go ahead and do that. If not, then come into a seated position. Maybe you'd like to warm up your hands and place them on top of your closed eyes. Thank you so much for doing this full body 40-minute strengthening yoga flow with me. If you like this workout, then please give it a like below and let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Leave me any video suggestions for tutorials I can make, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and maybe share this with a friend or family member you think may find it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.